Interior angles sum. We will be able to find the interior angles of any polygon. Make sure you know the names of all the polygons and the number of sides for each. So a triangle, it has 3 sides. Quadrilateral has 4. Pentagon 5. Hexagon 6. Heptagon 7. Octagon 8. Nonagon 9. And decagon 10. What we want to do is we want to stand at one side and we want to connect from one angle to all the other angles in the figure and figure out how many triangles do we see. We see 1. Stand here, go to every angle. How many triangles do we see? We see 2. Stand here, connect to every vertex. How many triangles we see? 3. Here is 4. Basically, we see a pattern here. What's happening is, however many sides it is, minus 2, and we'll find out how many triangles there are. So if that is the case, a 7-sided figure has 5 triangles, 8 has 6, 9 has 7, and 10 has 8. And basically, when we're trying to find the sum of the interior angles, we multiply however many triangles by 180. So this is 1 times 180. And so this is 180 degrees. This is 2 times 180. So this is 360, 540, 720, 900, 1080, 1260, and 1440. I challenge you as you go through this video to use your calculator to find any errors, adding, subtracting, and multiplying. Bring it to my attention. Show me what the correct answer is, and you could possibly earn some bonus points. So based on the pattern that we just saw, we're going to come up with a formula for the sum of the interior angles. So S is the sum of the interior angles, and here's the formula. It's n minus 2 times 180. Well, what's n? Well, here it says n is the number of sides. Okay, so sum. When you think about sum, I want you to think about all, adding up all the angles inside the polygon. We have another vocabulary word here. The vocabulary word is regular. Regular polygon is one in which all the sides are equal, and therefore all the angles are equal. Now, if we want to find the measure of an, that means 1, interior angle in a regular polygon, this is what we're going to use. We are going to use n minus 2 times 180, that's all, and then we're going to divide it by the number of sides. Okay, so we're going to take the total and divide it by the number of sides. We're going to start some guided practice. From page 2, we'll do problem number 1 and problem number 3. Interior angles practice. This says find the sum of the interior angles of a 15-sided figure. Well, when I see sum and I see interior, what comes to mind is add or the word all. So I'm going to write down my sum formula. So the sum is equal to n minus 2 times 180. In this case, my n is equal to 15. Pause, figure it out, and see what the sum of the interior angles are. Here we go. The sum of the interior angles in a 15-sided figure, 2,340 degrees. Always make sure you use your units. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon? Well, it's each. I see regular, so they all are going to be equal. And I see pentagon, which means n is going to be equal to 5. Since I want one angle, it is all the angles, n minus 2 times 180. And in the end, I need to divide this by the number of sides. Let's push pause, see what you get. and then continue. Once we put it in the formula, we get the angle is actually 108 degrees. So our next lesson we're going to talk about exterior angles some. Exterior angles or angles that are outside the figure. What I need you to know is that the exterior angle along with the interior angle, they are going to be supplementary. So let's take a look at this one. This is the exterior angle. The interior angle is 61 and together they add up to 180. This is the exterior angle. Here is the interior angle and together they add up to 180. Here is my went the wrong way. Here's my interior angle extending out along a straight line, and that's my exterior angle. Let's go ahead and put the measure in. It's supplementary for each one. Once we put those in and we add up all the exterior angles, just the one on the outside, we get 360 degrees. So let's try it for the quadrilateral. I filled in all the exterior angles. Now we're going to add those together and let's see what we get. And we get, 360 degrees. Let's find the exterior angles here. You go ahead and fill those in. See what they add up to. When you're done, do the same thing here. So we keep getting 360 degrees. So what is it that we can conclude? So we conclude that the sum of the exterior angles is going to always be 360, no matter how many sides the figure has. Okay, so when we read this, this is exterior angles practice. I have to read through the question. It says each exterior angle of a 24-sided figure. Well, I know the word regular means all parts and sides are going to be equal. 24, I know my N is going to be 24. I see the word exterior, so somehow 360 is going to be involved, but I don't need them all. I just need one or each. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate my 360, which is the total, and I'm going to divide it by the number of sides, which is 24, and let's see what we get. Voila! So the measure of each exterior angle is 15 degrees. I'm going to make sure I read through the question, decode if necessary. When I see here, I see exterior. So as soon as I see exterior, I think of 360. So if the exterior angle of a polygon measures 40 degrees, so it's just one angle and it measures 40 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? So what I'm trying to do is find out the sides. Well, what I do know is that they mentioned something about 360. And so I'm going to take 360 degrees and divide it by the degrees of the angle, which is 40. And we're going to find out that this has 9 sides. Let's put it all together by practicing interior and exterior angles. So now what we're going to do, we're going to practice on interior and exterior angles. But what we need to do is, let's keep it straight as we decode. And so let's review the formulas. The first one says the sum of interior angles of a polygon. When you see sum, I want you to think all or add them all. So the formula you need to memorize is n minus 2 equals 180. The second one, the interior angle of a regular polygon. One angle, may say each. So if we're looking for one angle, we're just going to do one extra step with this. We're going to do n minus 2 times 180. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide this by the total number of sides. That's what we're going to do if we're looking for just one. Take a look at the next one. The sum of the exterior angles. We talked about that. If it is the sum of the exterior angles, nothing to think about. For each one, it is 360 degrees. Keyword here again, exterior. The next one is also exterior, but it's the exterior for one angle. So what we're going to have to do here is something a little bit different. We definitely are going to work with our 360, but we're going to divide it by n. And that's going to give us how many angles? Just one. Last but not least, number of sides of a polygon. Well, wait a minute. This one here doesn't say interior, doesn't say exterior. So what are we going to do? The number of sides of a regular polygon, there are a few ways you can do this, but the most efficient way is to think exterior. So we will do exterior divided by the angle, and that's going to give us the number of sides. In this section, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we read the question carefully. It says 5 angles of a hexagon. So what do we know? We know a hexagon is 6, so n is equal to 6. It's given us the other angles, which is 5. We've got to find the missing one. This is talking about interior angles. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this first. N equals 6, and we're going to do n minus 2 times 180. So 6 minus 2 is 4, and 4 times 180 is 720. So everything equals 720. So if we want to put it together as an equation, we would do 119 plus 129 plus 104 plus 139 plus 95 plus x is equal to 720. Go ahead and simplify that and see what you get. And x is equal to 134.